Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Arbitration Studios as we continue our journey across the whole damn thing of Mechwarrior 5 clans. I'm JP Arbiter.
I'm Sir Arbiter.
And we have accomplished all of the initial missions on the planet Corcheval. Also, we got some cool little notices about some research that I've been doing. But that means that now the next collection of missions is loaded up and ready to go. I think we got 2 or 3 more. And the first one here is Voices of the Past. Let's get to the briefing.
Cobalt. With the planetary militia refusing to stand down, one of our key targets on Corcheval is under threat.
Sounds like a personal problem.
The Star League, the SLDF operated a logistics depot designed to facilitate supplying the nearby 34th Royal Battle
Yes, that is.
and 68th Jump Infantry divisions.
Wow, that's some serious firepower. So, in the BattleTech universe, most military actions focus on the regiment as the principal combat force. The way it works is that the basic tactical unit is a lance. A lance consists of 4 mechs.
Yes.
3 lances, 12 mechs, constitute a company. 3 companies would make a battalion. That's 36 mechs, maybe 40 if it has an independent command lance. And then finally, 3 battalions of 36 each equals a regiment, more or less, for 108 total battle mechs. The Star League Defense Force was massive, and so they had groupings that went beyond that. First, they had brigades. Brigades were a combination of multiple regiments, usually 3.
Yes, it is.
And for the Star League, a brigade would consist of, I think, 2 battle mech regiments and a mechanized infantry regiment. On top of the brigade, you had the division, and this is where things kind of start breaking down a bit.
A lot of math.
Well, a lot of math, but also not a lot of structure. A division typically constituted 2, at a minimum 2 brigades, and at a maximum, I think 5?
Holy fudge.
Yeah. A division could be absolutely huge. Now, most Star League divisions were capped at 3 brigades. Finally, you had the Corps. Now, a Corps didn't have any sort of formal structure. It was a group of divisions plus an independent or a grouping of individual battle mech regiments and occasionally mechanized infantry regiments that acted independently of any sort of brigade structure. And so corps would constitute like the principal garrison of an entire region of space. Finally, you had the army level. And
you don't like to mess with them.
An army level consisted of multiple corps, as few as 2. The Star League 20th Army only had 2 corps attached to it, and as many as 5. The Draconis Combine, being the most hostile to being a member of the Star League, had that many because you had to keep that many down. The Draconis Combine was also the most belligerent towards its neighbors, particularly the Federated Suns.
Not my people.
Well, there was this whole incident called the War of Davian Succession, or the Second Hidden War, where
Hans Davian's fault.
No, it wasn't Hans Davian's fault. Hans Davian wasn't born yet. But the first prince of the Federated Suns died and didn't have a designated heir. And so, like, a great-great-nephew who was part of the Star League's diplomatic corps. Someone who walked around and, like, made sure that all the countries were playing nice so that way war didn't break out, had a liaison and married a member of the Kurita family. Something that didn't happen again until Victor Steiner Davian and Omi Kurita, and they never got married. And they had children. And so House Kurita was thinking, this is our chance to not slay, but control our greatest rival. And so through diplomatic channels, they were trying to elevate this young, obscure member of the Davian family, saying he is the rightful first prince. And the rest of the Federated Sons went, no.
Just there for now.
And eventually, and he wasn't even involved in court politics or anything. And so House Kurita deployed multiple battle mech units and went to war against the Federated Sons, and the Star League Defense Force was fully activated, essentially to break the two nations up, to get the fighting to stop by putting themselves in the way, because if you start shooting at Star League units, then cowabunga it is. You are facing the largest army in the Inner Sphere.
You are
now
messing around.
Yeah, it's FAFO time. Now, that was also important because that was the first major combat deployment of a little-known man named Alexander Kerensky, who had just graduated from the Star League's Battle Mech Weapons School, the Gunslinger program. And he would eventually become the commanding general. He would fight to liberate the Star League from Ameris, and then he would take the Star League Defense Force, or a huge hunk of it, out into the middle of space and end up being ultimately responsible for the creation of the clans. So that's how...
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Got...
Mad Cat it up.
Yep, we're gonna Mad Cat it up, but I need to choose the right Mad Cat. Because I have preferences. Well... And those...
Oh.
Well.
It's a lagged.
So... a context menu. And... we're gonna edit that loadout.
Loadout.
And I like the N configuration. And sure, I'll spend the Kerenskys on that.
I like the P configuration for Kitbox. I played that in Number 5 Mercenaries.
Yep. Also got to get the weapon groups done. Alright. So let's see here.
Okay, so pulse laser.
Yep.
No melee. Thank you.
Well, I gotta get the other pulse laser on weapon group 5.
The pulsey. The best. You love those things.
So, yep. Okay.
Why does my brain think of a Kitbox with a PPC axe?
So, anyway, this abandoned Star League facility housed 2 divisions, one being a battle mech division, which was 2 battle mech brigades, and a mechanized infantry brigade. That was kind of the standard thing. And then a jump infantry brigade. So, just the opposite. It was a jump infantry division, which was 2 brigades of jump infantry. Battle armor didn't exist yet. And then a single light battle mech brigade.
Light.
Specifically light.
I think spiders in my head.
Spiders would be a possibility. Lots of stingers, wasps, and locusts. Okay.
There's like
Kawush, Kawush.
Militia forces, right outside our destination.
Had they occupied the facility?
Gates remain sealed. They are patrolling just outside.
Make short work of them before they can call in reinforcements.
On it.
like with the climax in Mechwarrior 5, they actually feel good actually. Actually, I didn't overheat while in a gift box.
Well, that's kind of like normal for the clans. Their whole shtick is that they are very hard to overheat. Some people, some players think that that's like almost cheating at that point.
Target down.
It's cheesy in it.
I don't know if it's cheesing it, but
I've been thinking of like the Solar Showdown, but with Grandmax.
Destroyed a mech.
anyway,
I felt like that stuck in my head. Just Solar Showdown.
oh, it's your favorite DLC, and I don't blame you. Solaris is a
But just like bringing Grandmax to that. Broken?
anyway.
But I'll be doing him though. Oh, and a direwolf.
Wow.
That'll be a hard grind for me.
Mech terminated.
Now, Mercenaries is all about the grind.
Yep, and all that means a lot of contracts for money.
One enemy.
Well, yeah, because you gotta... Because the thing about clan mechs is that they are expensive to maintain. It's like owning a Ferrari. Ferraris are beautiful
But
cars, and they are marvels of automotive engineering.
No sign of forced entry.
but no, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive as hell.
Receiver.
Yeah, we're talking about a car that costs about, at the cheapest, about $250,000, $300,000.
250 grand?
Yeah. And every time you gotta, like, change the oil on those things, that's a $50,000 job.
So,
Well, not just change the oil, but, like, do a tire rotation and whatnot. Because Ferrari is Italian. And Italian industry is really, really weird in that everything is, like, handmade. And that can give you wonderful pieces of mechanical artwork, like Ferraris. Or it could give you a piece of crap like a Fiat.
don't mess with Firebirds, those things are cool.
Well, Firebirds aren't made anymore.
Oh,
And been... Hey, that's Alexander Kerensky.
so he's old right now.
Well, Alexander Kerensky was already in his 60s, or 70s when,
When the you cut the can thing.
that was an ammo crate. I don't want to do that.
You're fine ammo?
Yeah, I'm fine on ammo for now.
What, you want to save that?
Mm-hmm.
Into the void of uninhabited space. Our souls will forever remain committed to the ideals of the Star League.
Yeah, whatever. You were a coward and a traitor to the cause of the Star League. I expected better of you.
My one order to you.
That's one of those things where it's
Survive
for
and ensure that the light
some people, some real life people view Kerensky's departure from the inner sphere as like this act of great nobility, taking the largest army in human history into exile so that way
Succession wars.
people were not fighting
Just more.
Yeah. So that way people were not fighting for that war-fighting power.
Like he's like Kerensky is probably dead right about now.
Oh, Kerensky is long dead.
Like in the current timeline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Alexander Kerensky died in, God, before the turn of the 30th century. Wow.
That's just a message.
Long since dead.
Must be another receiver terminal nearby.
The clan warriors who bear the Kerensky name
Will not work.
are his descendants through his sons, Andriy and Nicholas. Nicholas, the founder of the clans, and Andriy, who is supposed to be the conscience of the clans, but Andriy was unfortunately killed in action during Operation Klondike, which was the first military engagement to pacify the exiled Star League worlds, and bring them to heel under what was then early clan rule. And if you believe the conspiracies,
I found something.
Nicholas had his own brother killed because he knew that he couldn't control. He knew that he couldn't control his brother, and Nicholas at that point had a pathological need for absolute control of the clans as a whole. To the point that when he was discussing, I think it was agricultural policy with the Khan of Clan Wolverine, he referred to the Wolverines as my Wolverines. Which was off-putting because the Khan is supposed to lead the clans. And Nicholas was the founder, but he didn't hold any official power over individual clans. He just was essentially the chairman of the council by the rules he envisioned. So that was off-putting, and that led to a whole lot of other complications.
Okay, Comstar. Bye.
Yep.
Comstar.
To anyone hearing this message, we've taken up refuge in what was formerly the Courchevel SLDF depot. For safety, I have erased all known records of this facility from Comstars database and have encoded new access codes to this transmission. Primus Conrad Toyama is a madman. Twisting all of our work to maintain the HPG communications network into some kind of religious cult. His supporters are hunting those of us who refuse to indulge in his fantasy that our founder was some kind of prophet or messiah. If you are hearing this, if you knew Jerome Blake to be a man of science, then please join us.
Yep, that's the other thing that happened. So Comstar has its origins in the Star League Bureau of Communications. And the last director of the Bureau of Communications was a guy named Jerome Blake. And Jerome Blake was, he took the majority of the Star League Defense Force that was left behind, with Alexander Kerensky's blessing, took Terra, and basically said, "Come at me if you dare," to the rest of the House Lords, because if you took Terra, you had a strong political claim to the, to the whole Inner Sphere. And with that, no one dared try and take it from him, especially since he also had the ability to turn off all of the HPGs at will. So through begging, borrowing, and stealing, and lying, and not a insignificant amount of bluffing, he managed to ensure that Terra would remain neutral in Inner-Sphere affairs. It would be regarded as sacrosanct, as unassailable in the coming inevitable war for who would succeed House Cameron as First Lord of the Star League. And all of the HPGs in the Inner Sphere had to be turned over to him. So Comstar was able to run communications. Now, when Jerome Blake died, his number 2 and sort of protege, a guy by the name of Conrad Toyama, publicly they turned Comstar into a techno-religious cult. Think the Adeptus Mechanicus with less cybernetics.
60-second tags on it.
We just have to put Warhammer to think.
Yep. So
Most of them appear encrypted.
and that slowly shifted Comstar, not even slowly, within Conrad's lifetime, into a religious organization who would pray to the HPGs to make them work, when really it wasn't anything like that. But if it looked religious to people not on the inside, then they would not understand the basic mechanics of the devices, and that helped secure Comstar's supremacy over communications across the stars. It was revealed in a story that not only did Conrad not create Comstar as a religious order, but he was opposed to it in principle, but he opposed the idea,
That was trash.
but it was... Yeah, he thought it was trash, and frankly, also, he was a diehard Catholic. So it was I don't want to make a religion, I have one. Because religion is a very personal, very powerful thing. But Jerome Blake, who did create the religion and the weird little holy books and whatnot, apparently in his spare time when he was busy, running the communications of the entire Inner Sphere, convinced him of the necessity. And that was huge. That was right up there with the destruction of Clan Wolverine not being over what the mythology always said it was. And some people liked that, thought, hey, that makes it a more complex and interesting thing. Some people hated it because, they don't want their stories to have complex nuance or whatever, I don't know. Oop, I have friends here.
Hello. Bye. Hello. Bye.
We'll get there. Come on. Plus, I'm hacking the turret, so now I have large laser turrets helping me out.
Requesting reinforcements.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Deployment now. Can you fight?
Aft, we encountered minimal resistance getting here.
So yeah, finding out this information about Comstar that,
To reinforce.
to the clans, Comstar's religious trappings are kind of ridiculous by default. But, then to find out just how, duplicitous they are or can be, that's a problem.
Yep.
And,
Poor Eric Sock.
so... And that's ultimately what will lead... That duplicity is kind of what will lead, in part, to the Battle of Tukied, where Comstar will essentially bet Terra against the clans in hopes of stopping the invasion cold.
Will probably not work.
No, it worked. It worked. It kept the clans off of Terra for a century. And one of the political reasons why Clan Wolf was able to invade Terra without serious consequence was that Comstar had been neutered as a political power for decades by 3150. Oh, I could have fired those up.
Stand by, Cobalt. Turrets coming online.
The truck's dead.
And then, yeah, the Comstar military arm was completely destroyed in 3149. And Terra was already the capital of a new nation, the Republic of the Sphere, by then. So it was sort of a, you know, the people responsible for enforcing the
Outer turret defenses engaged.
Tukiad Treaty
Until the entrance.
weren't in the treaty enforcing business anymore.
They were there for war.
Well, they just had, by then they had no military because the rest of the Inner Sphere wouldn't allow them to have one anymore.
Another one down.
New hostile detected. Cataphract. New target.
Oh, no, you don't.
Unit down.
Not setting me on fire.
Detected. Hunchback.
What do we got? Oh, it's a standard hunchback.
I'm still trying to find the hunchback for I like.
Your disco back?
Yeah, for like in mercenaries.
Target destroyed.
Ooh, I'm running hot.
You're running like a toaster.
New hostile detected. Rewarded.
Like I'm like a toaster. So toaster was like in my head.
So yeah, this mission, in addition to, holy crap, I've got a voice recording of Alexander Kerensky that's kind of like one of his final commands. It also is a problem because, alright, Ezra, you are the most hurt, so
Don't be.
I'm gonna have you
No,
go there.
Oh, Nightmare was 2.
Wait a sec, do I have him? Alright, there. Yeah, someone's gonna... Yep, Ez is gonna use it. Unfortunately, those are the only repair facilities I have.
Could wait for her.
Jaguar 1, we are coming out.
New hostile detected.
Good work, Star Commander.
Wow.
Do you want to help us take out the trash?
Eh?
Your mechs all look like shit. Are you sure you still have some gas left in the tank?
Oh yeah, we're fine.
You're chucking missiles at your faces.
It's the best thing to do right now. Alright. Ez is up and running.
New hostile detected. Catapult.
Oh.
Scan mode engaged.
Oh, huh.
Savage?
Yep. Last bit of salvage. Boop.
Scan salvage. Marked for pickup. Scan mode disengaged. New target.
Boom, boom.
Oh, hey.
Now, the destruction of Comstar as an organization has been a little controversial, because Comstar has fans. Hell, I was a fan of theirs.
For like,
I mean, nowhere near my love of House Steiner and Clan Nova Cap, but I kind of liked them. They were unique. They were kooky, interesting. I kind of, at the time, I like really dug the white paint scheme. And so like I get it, but there's another side to
it.
yeah, and that side is that Comstar's story is told. And any other story that you tell of Comstar is going to just repeat that story. And that story is, we are the true heirs of the Star League. And
Make us heads hurt.
and we must fight and counter the clans at every possible avenue. The problem with that is that the clans won.
Yeah.
The clans won. They created they conquered Terra and they created a new Star League. So, that Star League is a bit of a comedy of errors right now, but that's not the point. The point is that Comstar's mission was, by any definition, a failure in the end. And so, with no organized military, no way of effectively countering it, and frankly, because of the events of the Word of Blake's war on the entire Inner Sphere, no one trusting them fully anymore. It's sort of a,
One enemy mech down.
how can you turn them into an effective faction? First off, how can you have them be the holders of interstellar communications with any seriousness? And the answer is you can't.
Good work.
And then again, if their whole story is that they consider themselves the true heirs to the Star League, and thus they have to oppose the clans, well, great job, guys. So,
Messed up.
yeah, they're done, and they don't, and there's no real way to come back from that. So, like, I get the disappointment, but I'm also fine with them being gone. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, came out on top. We have ourselves a new little,
Toy.
artifact. And we got a cool cutscene from this, too. So, let's check it out.
To hear Alexander Kerensky's true voice, his message of hope.
He was on the right side of history. He knew the great houses run the...
That would be the equivalent of,
Those poor souls that took refuge here paid
for
their lives.
a Christian individual, if there was a voice recording of Jesus Christ.
Perhaps. Or they could have died thousands of light years from home. The people who followed Kerensky were not infallible.
And this is why I like
There was
Naomi.
a civil war after Alexander's death.
The,
Had it not been for Nicholas,
it is not a popular perception, but I hold that the clans are,
All a fighting chance.
at least the warrior caste, engaged in a form of ancestor worship.
House Kurita came and killed them all in a chemical attack.
And so that blinds them to the fallibility of their ancestors and possibly the fallibility of their own history.
Comstar feeding the Kuritans false info.
Yeah. They said they were fleeing the order. Some sort of internal purge?
But,
Regardless of who they were, the Combine were still complicit in murdering them all.
so anyway, it's just
Comstar are now our allies feeding us information.
seeing children, seeing teenagers or young adults, people in their,
Are we the Kuritans?
like, 21,
Or the
22,
refugees being led to slaughter?
try to comprehend this as amusing, because, trust me, I was 21, 22 years old once.
perhaps.
I didn't know jack
But we should
squat.
still be cautious of what the demi-presenter says from now on.
Af. And what about the ISF? Now we have the Combine's intelligence agency to worry about as well.
I do love that the actors committed to the clanway's stunted, overly formal speech.
You think so?
I think... No. I know I can do it. I've broken into our own systems enough times to know a thing or two about encryption.
Then chase it down. But do not let it distract you from your duties.
See, Victor, this is actually the mark of a good leader right here.
Will do, Star Commander.
Someone who will let the people beneath them try their strengths and give them top cover whenever, I don't want to say whenever things go wrong, but give them the cover that they need if they get caught moving out, or, moving outside of their lane. Anyway.
Oh, heck.
That is our mission for now. We're going to take off. When we come back, we've got the baiting the hook mission to fall
fish.
Yeah, it's a fishing analogy. So, but yeah, we've got that mission, and that will take us through. Again, that's either the last mission or the next to last mission on Corcheval. So, until next time, kids, I'm JP Arbiter.
I'm Zero Arbiter.
And we'll see you next time.